everyone. We don't have that long before we gotta go to work, but in light of all the posts I keep seeing on my Instagram stories of people squashing spiders and yelling about them, I thought I'd put together a little thing before I left about the fact that it is, mostly in the UK, it is spider season. And that sounds terrifying to most people, probably. They're probably thinking, oh god, so many spiders everywhere crawling up the walls in my mouth at night and making my life miserable because they want to eat my face while I sleep. And fair enough. We probably aren't really programmed to enjoy things that have 8 legs and live in dark corners, but that doesn't mean the only thing you can do when a spider comes into your home is stamp on it, squish it with a broom, throw a book at it, any of that stuff. Because these spiders want absolutely nothing to do with you. I absolutely swear it. When you think a spider is running towards you to eat your face, what it's actually doing is going, shit, 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 I gotta get away. Because they don't have any interest in hurting you. And even if they did, no spider in the UK is medically significant, which means they can't do you any damage at all beyond a bite that might sting for a couple of days, same as a bee. And you might be thinking, well, I've seen this story of this woman who got bit by a false widow and then her leg fell off and she nearly died. And yeah, okay, but that is mostly to do with things like sepsis. When if you get bitten by anything, it'll itch, it'll burn. And if you break that skin, that's when the bacteria gets in and everything gets infected and it gets gross. And the same thing goes for allergic reactions, but if we get stung by a bee, we'd probably go into anaphylactic shock, but it wouldn't happen to the next guy that got stung by a bee. It would probably itch him for a couple days and he'd be okay. So the actual bee sting isn't medically significant. It's how one and however many react to it because of histamines and stuff. So yeah, there might be people that are a tiny bit allergic to spider bites, but they are so extremely rare to happen in the first place, and spiders don't actually bite, so the chances of that happening are ridiculously slim. And I know I said the word black widow there, or false widow, so people are probably screaming about that, but again, they do not want to hurt you. They just want to go about their day. They just want to eat the flies in your house and have a good time. I even went to the effort of looking into people that have been bitten by false widows. They're the ones we get in the UK, black and shiny, but not with their red pattern on them. And everyone who had been bitten by a false widow said, one, the pain went away in a couple days. It was kind of like a bee sting. Some said it's not even as bad as a bee sting. And secondly, that every single person that had been bitten that I looked at had been bitten because the spider had been trapped. And that, it's their last resort is biting. They don't want to do that. They just want to run off and hide somewhere. So whether it be someone rolling over onto one in the night and getting nipped because it got stuck, I think there was one about someone getting one trapped in their camera case while they were out doing photography. You know, it's that kind of stuff. You're not just gonna pick up a spider and have it randomly sink its teeth into you because it wants to eat your flesh. No, the spider, first off, will try and run away because that's what they want to do. They don't want to eat you. And, you know, that's why it is completely fine to place a glass over a spider, slide some paper underneath it, and put it outside. I know they're frightening to look at, but really, they are amazing pest control in the home. They will be eating flies and bugs that you don't even know existed because they're good at what they do. They're good at, you know, controlling other insects in the home. And they're also, if you see a giant house spider running around, it's probably a boy, and he's probably looking for a girlfriend. That's why there's so many of them around at the moment. They're all out looking for that sweet, sweet autumn spider love, and within the next couple months will pretty much disappear again. But male house spiders are completely harmless. They are fast, but they are not going to hurt you. And if you just pop him outside, he can go look for his date elsewhere. It's as simple as that. They can't do anything to hurt you. And again, with the false widows, you think, oh my god, it's a widow spider, it's gonna literally cause me to lose my leg. They're absolutely not. They're very timid. They barely come out. It's not very common that you'll see one. And if you do, you can just move it somewhere else. You know, we have a tarantula in our bedroom. And if you drop food too near him and it walks on top of him, he will turn on his heel and run away because he's frightened that his own food, which is like a cricket or something, is touching him and he doesn't want it to. He's a coward. Spiders, for the most part, are just not aggressive creatures at all. They just want to be left alone. They just want to make their little dens. They want to eat their food and find girlfriends who then eat them. And that's pretty much it. There's also, probably not as common at the moment because it's getting cold, but garden spiders, they're kind of yellowy in color. They have like yellow and white patterns on them, and they are also completely harmless. Like completely harmless. They cannot hurt you, even if you trapped them or whatever. And if you find one of those in your house, it's just nice to put them back outside because they're garden spiders. They don't belong indoors. Probably got a little bit lost. Simple as that. And really, it's just unnecessary to stamp on them. You know, I get it if you're afraid, but it just makes more sense to kind of, if you don't want to go near it, get someone else to come and sort it, or put a glass over it, slide some paper under it, tip it outside. Like, it just makes no sense to kill them. They're not doing anything to you. They're just trying to go about their day. It's kind of like if a, I don't know, butterfly or a mouse or something comes into your flat and you just immediately stomp on it. People would kind of think you're a bit mean. But because it's a spider, everyone's like, no, kill it, you know? And they're just trying to do their thing. They're not trying to hurt you. They can't hurt you if you're in the UK. Again, no medically significant spiders. And even in other countries, I'm not going to speak for every single spider out there, but the ones that you're finding in your home, maybe even if they can bite, they're not going to be wanting to take a chunk out of you. It's still safe to move them. You know, even actual black widows are not going out of their way to try and eat people. They have to feel properly threatened and trapped to even make an attempt at biting someone. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I think I have more planned, but it's all gone whoosh out of my head. But in conclusion, please don't, if you can help it at all, don't kill spiders. They're just doing spider things, trying to find spider girlfriends and eating spider dinners and making spider webs, and they can't hurt you, they don't want to. And honestly, if you start looking at them and try and learn things about them, you'll realize they're pretty freaking cool. And maybe you won't want to stamp on them every time you see one anymore. And if anybody ever wants to ask a question about bugs or has found a bug and they don't know what type of spider or bug it is, please just send me a message, and especially if you're in the United Kingdom, I will almost definitely be able to help you out with that. And sometimes sharing fun facts about things can stop people being afraid of them, you know? But yeah, this spider season, let your spider bros find their spider hoes and do not stamp on them. It's Halloween, they're extra decoration. But remember, spider bros and spider hoes.